Hi everyone, I'm Jack Hanna, coming to you from my small ranch here in Big Fork, Montana. And you know I'm very lucky to be a board member of Montana's Outdoor Legacy Foundation. One of the projects that the foundation's helped fund is an amazing grizzly bear recovery program here in northwest Montana. In fact, it's so amazing, we dedicated an entire episode of my show, Into the Wild, to this important initiative. I know you'll enjoy learning about how we're helping these magnificent creatures thrive in a rapidly changing world. And I want to thank you for joining me in supporting Montana's Outdoor Legacy Foundation. We'll see you in Montana. We're in northern Montana, going face to face with one of North America's most misunderstood mammals, the grizzly bear. Tim Manley, who captured a grizzly at a family's home near Glacier National Park, is on his way to the Swamp Valley to release the bear into his home range. But first, I've got a date to meet two other grizzly experts and trappers, Derek and Heather Reich. They often work with Tim, as well as the Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks Foundation. And so I got a call from them saying, hey, Jack, come on up here. We're going to be checking traps and everything, and we want to show you how we do this with some cameras and all kinds of equipment the Columbus Zoo had bought for them for their research. So we're really excited about seeing what we had bought for them to help save the bears up there. Hey, how you doing?
Jack, good to see you.
No, don't do. She's scared the fire out of me, man.
Hi there.
We're just checking our site today. We had a visitor, but nothing got caught.
I said, well, what is it? He said, a mountain lion came in here, pulled all the meat and everything, never took it. We have it all on your cameras from the Columbus Zoo. I said, I don't believe it.
We haven't seen this. Every time we come in, it's like Christmas. You never know what we're going to find on these things.
Man, I hope it's not some squirrel. Oh, I see something. What is that?
There's our cat.
No, it is not. Knock it off. Look at this, man. Look at this.
He was sitting right there on the deck of that trap.
Magnificent footage.
So let's.
Wait till people at the zoo see this.
Now we can actually back it up. There he goes.
Mountain lion. We're not talking about some cat. Look at this. Doesn't this excite you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we've not had cats at a trap before, so this is kind of unusual. We're trying to trap bears, not cats.
The size of that cat is some small cat.
What's really great about this, Jack, is if we didn't have this camera system, we wouldn't know exactly what was coming into this site. And since we have these camera systems, we can see that actually this is a mountain lion and nothing we actually want to trap.
Now, what makes this camera go off? You just start a certain time of day?
Nope, I'll show you. There he is.
Wait a minute, that cat just jumped in that barrel.
Yeah, he triggered it. He triggered the camera.
Oh, I see, of course, he triggered it.
The animals are actually the photographers. They are
what time was
the
this?
cameras on.
It's total daylight.
That's at 8:17 p.m. last night. He doesn't know he's being photographed. Let me show you the motion sensor over here.
Yeah.
Show you how this thing works. The animal is triggering the camera by his own movements. This is a motion sensor. And this sensor here will pick up heat and motion. Has to have both. That way we heat and motion. So animals emit body temperature, body heat. And their motion, the combination of both of those will trigger the camera to come on.
So if a frog jumps in there to get him?
Nope, because I can program this to be specific to the size of an animal.
I got you, okay.
So I've got it programmed for something big. We want bears, so we've got it programmed for something big. These lights will come on only during nighttime. We use red filters because the red light doesn't affect night vision, so animals aren't as disturbed by it. It doesn't affect their night vision. The animal triggers this. This turns on the camera. So let's go take a look at the camera.
You can imagine over the years what they've gotten on their video cameras in the wild. They never know what's going to be on those cameras.
We had amazing footage that we've never had before of a grizzly bear and a wolf actually feeding on a moose carcass right next to each other.
The cameras allow us to see behaviors that we've never seen before. I think primarily because since there's no human involved, the animals are completely at ease.
I saw the footage, but what exactly, how does the door work? How does this thing work?
What we've got tied in the front there is some deer,
right,
which is what we want the bears to come in on. And then it's tied to this little pin through the back. So there's this pin here. And then all the bear has to do is come in and pull on that. And the way it works is magically, this pin gets pulled out and the door drops.
Go in and look at
yeah, go see how that is.
Golly dang, this is amazing. So sure enough, I go in there and the smell about blew my nose off. Woo-hoo, buddy, I'm gonna tell you, a roadkill 2 weeks, that's powerful. Shoot, it smells like I'm gonna go, golly, this. Oh, oh, holy mackerel.
How you doing in there, Jack? We're done now. We're gonna be heading.
Yeah, it's lunchtime. I gotta get going.
We'll be back in a little while if that's okay.
And I said, okay, open up the door, everybody. This game's over with, okay?
Oop, I gotta pull this.
Don't tell me it's broken.
It's broken.
Oh,
I can't get it open.
I'm serious, Derek. Please. Tell me it's not broken.
All right. See, now if
safety pin there.
you were a bear, we'd be yelling at you, get out of here, bear, go on. Oh, good puppies.
I'm gonna tell you something, buddy. I gotta check my pants. That thing slammed, I almost jumped down my pants. That is unbelievable.
We've now got on tape numbered of times a bear able to stick his foot out of the trap while he grabbed the bait, triggering the door, but was able to push the door up with his back foot and get out. Never seen that happen before, but now we've got it on tape.
You know, once I'd gotten out of the trap, I really appreciated what Derek and Heather and all these folks were doing to make sure the bear's safety was the first in mind. At this point, no tranquilization, no darts or anything else for any of the animal that would have gotten in there. And their safety is our #1 priority for the bear and for themselves. And boy, I tell you, they have every bit of it covered. Now, I know that we've worked with Tim and helped with problem bears. That's one thing. But up here, I can't see anything be a problem up here because there's nobody up here. Why are you so adamant about this bear, trying to get these bears?
What we're trying to do is find a female bear, and she can't have cubs, and she can't be like that bear that we met that's a problem bear.
Right.
What we want to do is we're in a very healthy population of grizzlies right here where we're standing, but we have a mountain range quite a ways away from here to the west
Right.
that has a population of grizzlies that isn't doing very well.
Right.
So we're trying to find some female bears to take over and help that population out.
Now, what's this for here, this one?
Jack, this one's kind of fun. This camera's pointed at what we call a bear bath. It's a naturally occurring small body of water, little pond over
Oh,
here.
right there, yeah.
So it'll tell us what animals might be just moving through the area. We're not very far from our trap.
Yeah.
So we might be able to tell if there's some animals that have been in the area, maybe haven't been to our trap yet.
Have you looked at this yet?
No, let's take a look and see. We had some
I like
hits.
to be the first.
Oh, look at that.
You got something?
We got a bear in the bear bath.
Mackerel.
Ah.
This is unbelievable.
Look
Around
at
the
him in
world.
there.
Well,
No wonder you guys love this.
Heather,
Bear just
we
comes
now
in,
know
jumps
what
in the
some
water,
of these animals
rolls
are doing.
around.
Let me go all the way.
With all this footage of things that we would never see, and now we can learn about the animals more in the wild. And now, our bear experts, Tim Manley, Heather and Derek Wright, are traveling 60 bumpy miles to release the bear into his home range. And I'll tell you one thing, it's a long way to the middle of nowhere. And we drove, and we drove, and we drove. Tim said we gotta get away from people. Turned off the main road, the Swan Highway, and went up into the Swan Ranges. But the important thing is that Tim already knew from the radio collar and the number of the bear, where the bear had to go back to before I was even involved in it. And finally, we went up there, I said, man, this looks pretty good. Creeks up there, blueberries up there, everything in the world any bear, including myself, would like to eat. So the first thing we do when we arrive in the barrel, Tim tells us exactly what's gonna be done.
What I'm going to do is we're going to rig it up so that we can pull this door up with a pulley. Right now it's locked shut,
All right.
so there's no way for this to come up until everybody's in a vehicle, and then we pull this lock off
right.
and set it to pull.
So we have our camera crew with 3 cameras, and I think Derek and Heather had about 4 or 5 cameras. Anyway, in all, we had about 8 cameras out there. Every kind of route we thought the bear would take, we tried to put a camera.
That's okay, buddy. That's okay. You'll be home here in just a second. Man, he is big. Wow.
The other thing the bear was doing, he's going, let's see. No, this is it, what he's doing. He's going real loud like that. And that isn't good. Well, if the trap wasn't there and he's going, that means Jack's going here. But that would have been my fault, obviously. At that point, Tim ties a rope to it, a very strong rope, and pulls the rope over the barrel, over the truck that's pulling the barrel, and then back down over another truck. Man, I don't want to screw this up. I can tell you that right now. And it attaches it to a door, underneath the door.
We close it in the door of the truck and then pull forward and pull the door up. And then if we need to leave in a hurry, all I have to do is open the door of the truck and it'll release the rope and drop the door and we're free to go. If we tied it off on the truck, we'd be stuck.
The ropes and pulleys were attached. All the cameras were set up and loaded, and we're just about ready to go. But first, Derek and Heather had brought along a couple of assistants. These are Karelian bear dogs.
They do so many things for us, Jack. They scare the bears. They'll help us track the bears if we need to track the bears. They help us out on our trap line, let us know if a bear is right there in the area.
Right.
So these are our puppies. They're learning all of the tricks of the trade right now.
Orca, find the bear.
Find the bear.
Where is it?
Now, I know what this is going to look like, but trust me, what these dogs are about to do may save this grizzly's life.
Yeah, I ain't no bear, but it scared me. I guess the question I'm going to ask is, like most people watching this are going to say, oh, that's just
cruel to do that, but they don't understand one thing. These dogs, by doing that, are saving the bear. Can you explain how that happens?
Well, what's happening is the bear is not enjoying this at all, being barked at. And ideally, if this bear goes back down to other neighborhoods or towards other people's houses, if he hears barking dogs, he'll be scared and he'll run away.
Well,
so this is actually training this bear.
Yeah, ideally, the next time he hears a dog barking, he's going to go the other way.
After they got the dogs trained a little bit about on the bears, the dogs were put back. At that point, Tim showed us what to do with the cars, turn the engines on, shut our doors, and that type of thing. They run around, turn their cameras on, get inside their vehicles. Tim then is the last one after he says, everybody okay, checked out. He gets in his vehicle. You know something? What's amazing? You don't know if it's going to be 1 second, 10 seconds, or an hour. This didn't take long. This took seconds. Are you ready? Okay.
Okay.
So now, right now, the front vehicle in front of your truck is pulling the door up, correct?
Yep, he's going to pull the rope up. The trap's attached to my truck, and the
goes.
door will go up, and the bear should just come running out. Here it goes.
And that bear shot out of there like a cannon. Immediately, Tim and Derek jumped out of their trucks.
Go on, bear! Go on! Go on! Go on! Go on, bear!
Wow. Pow, 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 that kind of stuff. They said that they want the bear to learn that this is not the place to be. Get away from human beings. And sure enough, man, we looked at the footage. Several cameras got the bear being released, and it was beautiful, not just to see what we'd gotten on film, but to see that the joy I had of seeing that bear free again in his homeland. That was just absolutely amazing. I just want to thank you for all the dedication, for educating all of us people, as well as helping save the bears' lives.
Oh, you're welcome, and we're glad that you're able to come out with us. And the whole idea is to keep the bears alive and in the wild.
I think the important thing about bear conservation is the fact that a grizzly bear is an icon species. And it's very simple. We have to save the grizzly bear in order to save all these other animals that fall in line. This has to succeed. What Derek, what Heather, what Tim Manley are doing, they're doing a great job. Without the work that they do, these animals just will not have a chance.